toward has changed, but I really love being a woman and being a female artist. I do. I'm really proud of us.
Up until now, I was led to believe that being proud had become the thing to be. But recent events makes one wonder if having pride in what you are still applies to everyone. As singer Adele celebrated her achievement of Artist of the Year, some sought to turn a night of celebration into a night of infamy. Not because she showed hate towards anyone, but because she showed love towards herself, or rather love towards womanhood. With her utterance, "I love being a woman," outrage was sparked among many. And while I am privy to the fact that the award had now been labeled gender neutral, I can't find justification in such a harmless statement being misconstrued into something hateful. This was not a slight against any community, but a declaration that womanhood is not invisible and should be appreciated exclusively in its own right. It is a terrible irony when the victims of intolerance have now become the perpetrators of intolerance, growing increasingly more intolerant of all who don't conform to their vision of how the world should be. And by the way, to acknowledge simple truths of reality and our innate distinctions does not make you bigoted or phobic. It makes you objective.
Being transgender is about the bravest thing you can do. Did she deserve the award? Yes.
Why are we mainstreaming delusion?
It's not delusion.
Why would you call it delusion?
Because Bruce Caitlyn Jenner, I'll call him Caitlyn Jenner.
No, it's
that's
her. You're not being polite to the pronoun.
Because
disrespect.
Okay, forget about the disrespect. Facts don't care about your feelings. It turns out that every chromosome, every cell in Caitlyn Jenner's body is male, with the exception of some of his sperm cells. It turns out that his
doctor
structure
here.
is male.
Wait,
it turns out that he still has all of his male appendages. How he feels on the inside is irrelevant to the question of his biological sex.
We have come to a place where anytime you question something or take a stance on gender, you are branded, labeled, banned, ostracized, and isolated. And this is by design, to demonize those who are in disagreement with the agenda. All shaming tactics used to force objectors into either silence or compliance, driving us all one step closer to the hive mind and the death of independent thought. Some claim to want inclusion, but they truly want submission and domination. Some claim to want individuality, but they truly want conformity. Make no mistake, those who hold true influence in this world seek more than your acceptance, but for the very reshaping of society as we know it. When it comes to this topic, most take no issue with how others lead their lives. What they don't care for is the propaganda, the social engineering, and the indoctrination.
There's something I need to tell you. The princess who came to your ball tonight was me. I'm Gonzarella.
Bill C-16 purported to do nothing but extend human rights provisions to an excluded group, let's say, to the transgender and non-gender binary types, and that was the federal legislation. It also made it a hate crime to discriminate or harass, essentially. So now then the question is, well, what exactly do you mean by discriminate or harass? So I went and read all the policies. Well, one of the policies was that if you didn't use the preferred pronouns of a given group, that you could be charged essentially with a hate crime.
If you are a woman, relish your womanhood. If you are a man, stand proud in it, and know that it is your right to draw a distinction between the two. But I'll end by saying this, that regardless of our walks of life, I believe we are all intrinsically valuable, and no one should be mistreated or discriminated against because of how they identify. And even if I disagree with you, it doesn't mean that I hate you.